Tre, you went, I think, for 20 and 13 today. They're really good both halves. Did coach, and I know you played, being in Illinois, you played in this game. Did coach talk to you guys about this rivalry beforehand, and what does it mean to you coming into this game? Were you a little bit extra juice?
Yeah, all week, every day, practice has been more intense. The message has been more clear. And, I feel like everybody was a little more ramped up than, a normal game. And I feel like, that's why I was so scrappy tonight.
Tre, those first 10 minutes or so, they seem to get a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of loose balls. What changed there for you guys to flip that?
I kind of feel like they kind of had the upper hand on the physicality at the beginning of the game, so we just had to match that. And once we figured that out, it kind of canceled out a lot of open things and opened up the transition game for us. So we just had to take that away from them.
How key do you feel like that was to flipping the score?
I feel like that's when we're most dangerous. When we get it and we push, Melvin get downhill and we sprinting the floor, Flo, BT get a dunk, DP pushing it. I feel like that's when we're at our best.
Tre, you guys closed the first half on a strong note. You hit the buzzer beater, then come out in the second half equally strong. Just how much do you feel like that helped kind of change the momentum of the game?
It definitely did. We try not to hold our head on one play, changing the momentum, but definitely the little things. I feel like that was the bigger thing, just that three. But getting a stop, showing bodies on Mitchell, stuff like that. I feel like that kind of amped us up, executing stuff like that.
When Darren was out there, what kind of lift did you guys feel like he gave you, and what do you think this team kind of looks like when he's
Man, you could see, even though he was limited minutes tonight, he was still super efficient. I had a bunch of wide open shots, that I normally didn't get. He just makes the game so much easier. He attracts a lot of bodies whenever he's playing, so that just makes it easier for us. So I'm glad to have him back.
When Darren went out the game there, do you think that the time you spent without playing with Darren helped you guys close out the game there?
Definitely. I feel like that's something that we've had to kind of learn to do. He's a great player. We love playing with him. He makes the game way easier. So it's great to play with him, but without him, we got to be as strong.
For both of you, how do you feel you played in terms of folding him back into it instead of just kind of standing and watching him, which maybe is easy to do too? How do you feel that way?
His mentality was just to, in the game, we all had the same mentality. He didn't force shots. He's such a great player that he makes the right reads. So it's great playing with him, and we'll get better as the games come on.
For both of you guys, Coach Self said this week that this game would have more attention on it than any of the top 25 matchups that y'all have already had. Did you feel that out there? And also, what's this win say about this team?
Definitely felt that. You hear the fans roaring, you hear the players chatting, you could just feel the intensity in warm-ups. Coach did a great job all week, bringing us back and telling us about the history of what this game really meant. And I feel like tonight, we all kind of played with that kind of fire. Sure.
Tre, final few seconds of the first half. What's going through your mind before you take that shot?
Really, it's just routine. Mel get the rebound, sprint as fast as you can. I really wanted to sprint and get the dunk, but Mel threw it perfectly to where I could have just shot it. And so, it was just routine at that point. Wasn't even thinking.
Bryson, you did most of your scoring the second half. I'm just wondering what was different for you after the break.
I just had to change my mentality. I had to be more aggressive, more physical. Lean on my teammates that had my back. They motivated me, so just glad we got the win.
This is the first time you guys have been whole in a long time. Big rivalry win. The locker room sounded like a joyous place. What was going through you guys? I mean, is it just good to get everybody back and get a win?
For sure, yeah. We played for the name on the front of our jersey, so this game was very important to us. We wanted to win it, and we're excited to go home and get 2 more wins.
Trace.
Tre, you're shooting 42% from three this year. Has anything changed with you form-wise? And do you feel like it's a need with this team to kind of give Darren some outside shooting?
I feel like nothing changed with my form. I feel like it's really just, the trust that my coaches put into me and, the trust of my teammates. They put me in the right position, swing the ball. My teammates believe me and tell me to shoot it every day. So it's just that confidence, kind of just playing free. I feel like that's the biggest difference.
Bryson, after the North Carolina game, when you hit those triples, Coach Self said it was, it was great to see, but he really wanted you to buy into being big. Right. How much have you just kind of taken that to heart? And Tre, how much has that, kind of propelled you guys? Yeah,
it's something we work on every practice, just using my size. I'm blessed to have the body that I do have, so just taking advantage of every opportunity I have to be big and get dunks, because that creates momentum, and that's good for us.
Just to expand on that, I feel like BT and the whole team, I feel like we're at our best when we're, creating mismatches. Him, he could punish a little guy and, finesse a bigger guy. So I feel like everybody has little, yin and yangs of both of those. So I feel like that's when we're at our best, when we, exploit mismatches.
Tre, 2 first half fouls. Coaches talked about you needing to just tighten that up a little bit. What were your thoughts when you got your second, and how have you been working on something like that?
Yeah, don't foul at all. I fouled out the last game against in Vegas, and I feel like that kind of stuck with me all week. So just trying to play more with my chest and my feet instead of my hands. When I got that last foul, coach said something to me about it. If I foul again, it's gonna be an issue. So just try to stay on point with my chest up.
Tre, when you transferred here, did you anticipate having this type of impact? I know when we first met you, you said you were like a Swiss Army knife guy, but you're doing a lot on both ends.
Definitely. I definitely believe myself. Feel like I'm gonna always impact the game, but I didn't expect how fast and how fluid we all bond together. It makes the game easier. We're all playing for each other, trying to find each other, and that came pretty fast this year.
Why have you bonded so well? Why have the guys come together so quickly? Any idea?
I feel like we just like each other. Like off the court, it's deeper than basketball. We're a brotherhood, so we do everything together. So when we're on the court, it's not even like, I don't know how to explain it. It's more of like us versus them. It's not even like the team, So I feel like it makes it easy to play.
All good?